Prime Minister Narendra Modi didn't travel to Visakhapatnam on Saturday. He laid the very foundation stone for a chip facility in a village called Parluvada that, until this week, most of India had never really heard of. Now, what we have of course heard of is that 82% CTA, and before I get into the details of that, it's very important for me to actually go ahead and call to your attention, which is the fact that we have to bring that down, that figure. Those are actually the new viewers who come in, don't like, share and subscribe, but still enjoy the content on front page. Well, the idea is to go ahead and increase the liking, sharing and subscribing. Thank you as always for your kind support. Now, for the rest of the details. Now, by the end of the ceremony, Andhra Pradesh had its first semiconductor plant. Congratulations. South India had its first plant under the India Semiconductor Mission, and a very specific kind of chip facility, not the kind most people picture when they hear semiconductor, had actually broken ground. ASIP Technologies facility covers 30 acres at Parluvada. Project value is 2,500 crore rupees with an initial investment of over 460 crore rupees, which is already committed. Now, the annual capacity, once operational, will be 96 million chips. Wow. Now, the project is expected to create more than 1,000 direct high-skilled jobs and around 1,600 indirect ones. ISM CEO Amitesh Kumar Sinha called it a very important contribution to India's semiconductor ambitions. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu joined virtually as well. Now, the technology partner is APACT company based in South Korea. ASIP is hosting the plant. APACT is actually teaching it how to run one. Now, under this partnership, ASIP starts with wire bond and flip chip ball grade array packaging, technologies that have existed in the chip industry for decades. The advanced 2.5D and 3D packaging capability, the kind that actually justifies calling Vizag a very serious node on the global chip map, is scheduled to arrive within 2 to 3 years. Now, what broke ground on Saturday was the basic tier. And here's the distinction: Saturday's coverage largely kind of glossed over. OSAT, which is outsourced semiconductor assembly and test, packages and test chips that were already manufactured somewhere else. It doesn't actually etch a single transistor. Packaging and testing account for roughly 30 to 40% of a chip's total manufacturing cost, which makes OSAT genuinely valuable. It isn't chip fabrication, let's be very clear on the same. India currently imports almost all the semiconductor chips its electronics industry uses, and OSAT plant reduces some of that dependency. It doesn't end it, no. ASIP is in India's first OSAT announcement of 2026. You would know this because you've been following front page. Micron went live in Sanand in February. Kaynes Semicon followed in March. CG Semi's Renesas joint venture broke ground in July. ASIP makes 4. Meanwhile, Tata Electronics Dholera facility, India's only front-end wafer manufacturing fabrication plant, the only one which is actually etching transistors onto silicon, remains under construction, with trial production not expected before the end of this year. Now, India is building an assembly and packaging industry considerably faster than it's building a chip-making one, and I'm pretty sure that would be part of the India Semiconductor Mission strategy. But of course, as part of strategy, here is the front page take. Now, 96 million chips a year, and not one of them will be born in Parluvada. Well, they'll come from fabs elsewhere, get packaged, tested and shipped from Vizag instead. Now, that's still worth 2,600 jobs and a genuine foothold in a global supply chain India has spent decades outside of, which is truly a proud moment. Now, assembly and packaging is real progress toward that goal. Fabrication is actually the harder problem, still waiting on Dholera to finish. Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is front page by the AM Network. Please do let us know what are your thoughts about these wonderful developments as far as the semiconductor ecosystem in India is concerned. I believe we are moving in a wonderfully right direction. Please do let us know. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM.